it's Evie here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I really hope you decide to stick around and subscribe. In today's video, I'm going to be debunking another nutrition myth. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but it is an ongoing series on my channel. In this video, I'm going to be debunking that healthy food is expensive. I feel like it has been an ongoing negative connotation that I've seen online, so that's what we'll be talking about today. So how many of you have heard or thought yourself that eating food is just too expensive? But it doesn't have to be if you shop smartly and learn how to use some skills in the kitchen. People want to be healthier, but it is still believed that it is more expensive and more time consuming, but it really doesn't have to be. So you want to eat healthier, but you don't really know where to begin. I'm going to share some of my tips with you. So grab a notepad, grab a pen, or grab your notes app and write these down. So I'm going to break this down into 3 categories. The first one is going to be shop smart, meal prep, and cook. These 3 points aren't going to interchange with each other, so some points may overlap, but I still wanted to break it down into 3 different categories. That way it's not an information overload under one big point. The first thing you should do is create a list and stick to it. I always create a list. I'm a list person. I actually have in my notes app on my phone, I have it broken down into categories. So I have like dry products, fruits and vegetables, fridge and freezer. That way I put all of my things into those categories. Also, it actually makes it way quicker to shop because all the fruits and vegetables are together. I'll just go to that section, go into the supermarket and go and grab everything from that section, because I feel like if you just write down your list in a random order, you're going to be like at the shops for way longer than necessary. So create a list and stick to it. And I also recommend putting in categories just to make your shop a bit more seamless as well. Next is shop your fruits and vegetables according to the season. If you want strawberries in the middle of winter and then you're complaining that you're spending way too much on eating healthier, then yeah, it's going to be more expensive because strawberries are not a winter fruit. They are way more expensive in the winter. When it comes to spring and summer, that's when they drastically drop in price. But just make sure that if you really want to cut down on the cost of your grocery shopping seasonally is going to be your best friend. Also, shopping frozen fruits and vegetables is also a really great way to actually reduce waste. Because I feel like a lot of the time people buy their fruits and vegetables, it's now been a week, you've only touched half of it and now it has to go in the trash. If you are someone where you know you are not going to use all of the product that you are buying, I'd really recommend shopping frozen fruits and veggies. It does not take away the nutrient value of them. They are still carry all the nutrients that they need even when frozen, and they last way longer, and you are only using the amount that you really need. I'll also pop up on the screen some examples of seasonal fruits and vegetables for winter and summer. That way, if you are thinking of making a swap to shopping seasonally, you have a rough idea on what you can buy. Having a look online at the supermarket catalogs is also a really great way to shop smarter. That way you can have a look out for those deals. So for example, a lot of the time when I go to Coles or Woolies, it can be like $1.50 for an avocado or 3 for $3. So I am someone who knows I will eat those 3 avocados before they go off. So for me, that is shopping smarter and I am spending less in the long run. But if you feel like you're not going to use all 3 avocados, then don't do that. But still, looking out for those sales is a really great way to just, put that bill down. And again, it's a smarter way to shop. And lastly, for shopping smarter is make some plant-based protein swaps if you are on a budget. Beans, lentils, and tofu are really great for you, packed full of nutrients, plant-based protein, and they are so incredibly cheap. A block of tofu is roughly about $2.50 for about 4 servings. Usually you get about 450 grams, and I usually split it into 4 servings. And if you want to break it down even further, per serving is 0.625 cents. So you can see how shopping smarter can really be beneficial for your wallet and for your body. The second category I'm going to be talking about now is cooking your meals. Don't look at me like that, okay? I know you can cook. Even if you think you can't, there are so many recipes out there that you can find something that you can cook and that you will love. Alrighty, so let's move on to these benefits of cooking. So if you cook your meals and plan the meals that you're going to cook, you will easily be able to avoid waste. Turn your scraps into meals. If you feel like you have a lot of leftover random ingredients, just make something up. Actually, if you really want a hot tip on this, if you go into ChatGPT, you put in all the ingredients that you have that are about to go to waste, for example, it will literally give you a meal to cook out of that. So if you're looking at these ingredients being like, I seriously don't know what to do with these, ChatGPT, my friends. I hate food wastage with a passion. Like, oh, it actually grinds my gears when people waste so much food. So what I like to do is, again, I turn my scraps into meals. So if I have rice in the fridge, lettuce, capsicum, and it needs to be used that day, I usually also have quite a few things in the freezer. So for example, I like to buy spring rolls, bao buns, and dumplings, and they just go in the freezer. Those items all together can make a nice, well-balanced meal. So yeah, if you hate waste, turn your scraps into meals. So when you cook your meals, it really increases your knowledge around food. Like, I used to not be someone that did really like cooking, but all of a sudden, I just love being in the kitchen and I am just learning so much more about food. And I just love food so much as well. And it just gives you a bigger appreciation for cooking. Like, you spend your time and effort cooking this fabulous meal, and then you sit down and you enjoy it and you're like, wow, I did that. I created this meal and it just made me feel so good. So yeah, just cooking just in general just increases your knowledge around it. And the last category I'm going to be talking about is meal prep. So meal prep goes hand in hand with my last point of cooking. If you find yourself not really having much time, or you're always getting home late, or you find yourself constantly buying your lunches, meal prepping is a great way to assure that you always have a meal ready to go. And when you meal prep, when you break down the cost, it is so much cheaper than buying out. Also, when you meal prep, there is a higher chance that the meal, one, is going to cost you less. Two, it will most likely be much healthier. And three, you will be consuming more macronutrients and micronutrients if you cook your own meals. If you bulk prep, you can also pop those meals into the freezer. So if you want to cook 2 weeks worth of meals, you can do that. Pop it in the freezer. A week later, you take them out, and then you have the rest of your week's meals ready to go, because it is such a big way to save time. All you have to do is just sacrifice a couple of hours in one day. But when you sacrifice those couple of hours in one day, you actually end up saving way more hours throughout the week. In saying that, with trying to, sacrificing a couple hours, people are always going to have the excuse, but I don't have time. Trust me, you do. I want you to go onto your phone, into your settings, into your screen time, and tell me what your screen time usage is. Is your screen time 6 to 7 hours a day? If it is, put your phone down and meal prep. Wallet will thank you as well. Because like I said, when you break down the cost per meal that you have prepared, it is so cheap. If you are someone that you just stress about, but I don't know what to cook, meal prepping can take away that stress. So plan your meals, shop your ingredients, meal prep it, and forget it. Oh, I like that. Meal prep it and forget it. And lastly, when it comes to meal prepping, it is a great way to help you stay consistent with eating well-balanced meals. So meal prep it and forget it. I love that. Okay, so I have talked about shopping smarter, cooking, and meal prepping. If you follow those 3 dot points, I can assure you that your meals will be so much healthier and not inexpensive at all. If that is your goal, if you really just want to be a healthier person, trust me, this will help you. Okay, so now that I have talked your ears off about, how eating healthier really isn't that expensive, I now want to talk about eating takeaway, because a lot of people think that eating takeaway is so much cheaper than eating healthier. We live in a generation where people want quick, easy, and convenient. And with the advancements of technologies, it is very, very easy to be able to order anything online at the click of your phone. With DoorDash, Uber, and Menulog, you can easily buy whatever food that you are craving and have it delivered to your door. But when you are paying for these services, one, it is way more expensive to actually shop it through the app, and two, you are paying an additional fee to have it delivered to you. So if you wanted, I don't know, like a small 10 nugget meal from McDonald's, for example, let's say it's $12. But then if you want it more conveniently and ordered to your door, it can end up being $17.50. So I guess it's up to you. Is the convenience really worth it? Because to me, it's really not. Takeout really isn't much cheaper or really cheap in comparison to even cooking your own meals. With inflation, companies need to keep up with paying their workers and also paying for the, stuff that they need to cook with. So even going out and buying, even if you leave the house and go out and buy McDonald's, it's so expensive still. It actually blows my mind how expensive takeaway has gotten. I'm going to share an example. So for example, you're at McDonald's, you want a large Big Mac meal, that is $14.20. Because takeaway is more calorie dense than nutrient dense, it means it doesn't have much nutrients to keep you satisfied for a longer amount of time. Because it's not satiating your body with nutrients, you are going to be hungry again in a short amount of time. And if you are hungry again, you are going to be buying more food, which means that your large Big Mac meal at $14.20 has now become a large Big Mac meal, an extra large fries, and a sundae to try and satiate your body. If you are buying for a family, you are looking at honestly spending probably $100 plus if everybody wants, that large Big Mac meal and plus those additional items. With that money, you could have created so many meals and your body would have had the nutrients that it really needed to keep you satiated or fuller for longer. So just to summarize it just a little bit, food that is more nutrient dense is going to be more satiating, meaning it's going to keep you fuller for longer. And foods that are more calorie dense, like the large Big Mac meal, just means that it contains more calories, less nutrients, and after a short amount of time, you are most likely just going to feel hungry again, and your tummy is just going to want more food. You can even make your own version of a large Big Mac meal at home with that $14.20, and you'll probably get more servings out of it as well. So I love snacks, okay? I am obsessed with eating snacks, and I always have my snacks at 4 o'clock. Okay, so 4 p.m. is snack time. So I go downstairs and I make myself a snack. And did you see what I said there? I went downstairs and made myself a snack. Snacks, if you are buying them in packets, can really be expensive. Okay, they really can be. For example, to compare, a Smith's bag of chips is $4.80. And half of that bag is air. Whereas an entire 2-kilo bag of potatoes is $5. So you can make your own version of chips for way less per gram and have plenty of leftovers. So if you cook smarter, shop smarter, I can assure you that eating healthier does not have to be expensive at all. So that brings me to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe. I really hope that you found this video informative, that eating healthy does not have to be expensive at all. I would love for you to just really stick around because I just love creating content. I post videos every single week on this channel, whether it's nutrition-based videos such as this. I post hauls. I love to talk about fitness. That is what my passion is. So yeah, just stick around, and I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are. And just remember that one bad day isn't a setback and tomorrow can always be better.